Bike show here on the 7th of September 2022. We had a pretty cool morning. I'll tell you, it was kind of cold, a little bit chilly. Back is a little bit locked up today, yesterday, and I don't dig the cold weather. But took the kids on the trike, getting the hang of the trike, pretty good. It rolls along great. I took them all the way up to the front of the school. Keep it in the proper gear, and it just does fine. And Shaky, she's a couple days now where we park by the front and then walk over, and she stays in there. She doesn't get out no matter who comes by. So she listens a little bit. I still got to watch her when we're walking. She wants to chase everything. So I got her out now, but no, you stay by me. Got to make her listen. But trike's going good. I'll be getting on that if it warms up today. It's starting to warm up now, a little bit of sun, but you can see it's kind of cloudy. It rained a good bit last night, and not too hard though, so it wasn't real loud. But watching a little bit of news around the world. They got this the Queen's talking about the new government, the new Tory party, and it's just the same old stuff. Old Boris Johnson's buddy is going to be the prime minister now, and it's like, nah, here, same old. And they're still, seems like they're crashing the food everywhere. The thing that gets me is we have natural gas all over, and those prices are rising from what I'm hearing. And it's no way tied to oil. We're supposedly independent in the U.S. for natural gas, and they're just jacking that up. Everybody's cleaning up right now, the big wigs, and they're hitting little people. Meanwhile, what are they doing? They're sending all this crap over around the world. Their fiat currency they just make, and just keeping their slave class going. I watched a thing. The guy was talking about, back in the day when there were slaves. You got a house, you got something to eat, you worked all day. And he's saying, well, it's basically the same thing. Now they just give you a fiat currency. They don't make it out of anything. It comes out of thin air. They give you that to let you think that you're not a slave. And I was watching that going, yeah, that seems about right. And all these like wars and stuff, like what's happening over there now. Germany was complaining about this. They got people out in the streets now complaining about what's going on in the government, but to me, it seems like that's their business, and the only reason why the U.S. is over there seems to be covering their ass, money laundering and all that, and it's a shame. It's just a shame, but it's not going to change, I don't believe. It's just how the system goes. But I'll get some wiring in here. I got to pull the seat up. I'm going to probably wait till tomorrow, see if this back eases up a little bit. And a sunny day. I want to get out here in the sun and just get it. But I want to get a big cover for this, because every morning it's all wet. I cover the bike, but this thing gets soaked. So I want to get that covered up. Maybe with a real big one we can throw over the top. But a lot of things to do on this yet. I want to bolt the battery box down to the bottom, get some good stainless bolts. I got a grinder now, so I can cut the ends off all the bolts easily instead of with a hacksaw like last time. And nice grinder for the thing. I got it on Lazada, and it was a deal where you got to drill in a thing, and they never sent the drill. So I'm going back and forth with them now. What false advertisement or what, I'm not sure, but either way, it was a good deal for the grinder. It's a nice heavy one, and seems to be good. It's a brushed motor, so it's got the little things with the brushes. I pulled them out and looked at it. It looks pretty good. It looks like a solid unit. It ought to work for a while. My fan here that I bought, my Chinese fan, it's fried. It doesn't want to start because it doesn't have roller bearings in it. Look for that when you buy a fan. Make sure it's got good bearings in it. So instead of taking it apart every time, I just cut the little vent thing in the back. It doesn't keep any crap out anyway. And I cut that so I could get into it and get it fixed up. Got the switch on it. The switch burnt. It got turned on and left on. And so instead of burning the motor, it burnt the switch. So I had another one though, so I got that in and it's working good. But all this kind of stuff, a lot of your appliances you get here, they go bad. We got Tim a coffee grinder, and when he was here last time, he said, yeah, it's just burned out. And that's a shame. I had them in the States too, did the same thing, the coffee grinders. I was always grinding coffee. And then this last one that I bought, heck, I was in Carmona, and it's working great. We just wound up getting a good one, and then I have that little one, like a spare, and I use it for salt, I use it for pepper, all kinds of stuff to grind it up, and it seems to be working good. It's the same one like Tim got, but I wish he'd have got the good one. But he got some good coffee while he was here. And hopefully we'll see him again pretty soon. I think he's coming back in November. That's cool. And it's nice to spend some time with some decent folks. But we got stuff to do here yet today. And Bacchus, I got to get up and get around. When you get messed up, best thing you can do is just get on your feet. Get on your feet and just go, no matter how much it hurts. It seems to be the way. And now the sun's coming out. That always makes me feel a hell of a lot better, getting out in the sun. But there's my little son loves these little plants here. Look at that. You just touch them and they fold up. See that? My little son likes that. We had the real nice flowers. I was just talking about that, and I don't know why, but they all just got taken out. I really loved those purple flowers, but I guess you're not supposed to have them, I guess. But don't have to run this as much with the tricycle. We've been buzzing back and forth every morning, and short trips, all our little short trips, we're taking the trike, and that's exactly what I wanted it for. And it's doing good, guys. When you get one of these, it's a pretty heavy one. It's made very robustly, you might say. But if I keep it just in the right gear, when I'm going there, I can put it all the way up and forth to go to school, because we're downhill. And she just jumps right in now. She thinks we're going to go somewhere. And coming back, I just don't try to get it in fourth. Just leave it in third and let it do its thing. It seems if I give it a handful, the valves will let me know, and they're within spec. So it's just too much pressure on the motor. So if I just give it a little bit, it does fine. It does real good. And I got that creeper gear, which was kind of important for first gear, and it doesn't matter what, I can actually just, without hitting gas, I could just let the clutch out slowly and it'll start taking off walking speed. So that worked out really well. I don't get a lot of these guys with the tricycles that have the standard gearing on them. There was a guy behind me this morning, and he looked like he was going to pass. I didn't want to be in his way, so I goosed it up a little bit, and he was on the same bike as me, and it was empty. He had delivered his passengers, and it just didn't have the power. He even said at the end, he goes, "Oh, what's that?" And I looked, and he had the stock sprocket. So I showed him mine. I said, "Look, I put a bigger sprocket." And he said, "Oh, but it's going to use more gas." That was on his mind. And these things don't use any. I think I'm getting right now 100 miles to the gallon. Yeah. My other one I was getting 125 on the bikes and stuff. They get really good mileage. Just know something when you got these bikes, when you come here, just run them and let them do what they are. I have a buddy, Gary, he bought one, and he said with him, he's about 240, and his wife was 100 and some. They're not a 1,000. If you got a 1,000, no problem. So you got to let these things do what they do. And 0 to 30, 40 miles an hour, they're quick as can be. You can get out of the way quick, fast, and in a hurry if you need to be. But you have to realize they are what they are, and you don't see that many big bikes here. You never see anybody using them to commute, like you do in the States. You mainly see them weekends. Like when we go into San Jose on the weekends, you see a lot of bikes pass by, just tons and tons of big bikes. And sad thing is, these guys are doing just crazy, ridiculous speeds. And well, I guess they do that everywhere, but I just hope they do okay. You got to be careful. But I sure am glad I got the light on. I just can't wait until I get it done. But I'm gonna let this back. I can do a little bit with the shoulder when it's bad, because I can just use my left arm. But when the back's bad, I'm just gonna wait and let it ease up. Hopefully this rainy thing will go on. I haven't watched the weather in a couple days. I know they had a pretty bad storm. Missed us north, brought some rain in though, and then hit Japan, and that's bad. And then I saw in China they had a pretty good earthquake. There's a lot of videos of it on YouTube, with people in their car and trees shaking and buildings falling down, and that's a shame. But they have that big city up there is under lockdown. They're using drones. Hey, come to a town near you guys. This is what they're at. I saw a thing that really surprised me, that Britain was the second behind China for having all the cameras and all the watching, and they're talking about this social credit scores now, where they got one guy in China with a drone, facial recognition and all that, and they knocked his credit score down because he was smoking a cigarette, and that was unacceptable behavior. And this is where it's coming, guys. I don't see this. More countries will adopt it. This country, you're seeing signs all over now for get the boosters, and as long as they're making money on it and people comply, they're going to keep making money on it. That's what they do. I mean, if you're in an investment and it's making money, you stay there, and that's what this is for them. So that's the way she goes. But I'm going to go ahead and let you go, and I'm glad it's starting to get to be a beautiful day and warmed up a little bit. So this is Rickshaw out.